Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My dear students, this is our first lecture of literary criticism, and in this lecture, we will be discussing Wordsworth as a critic and his preface to lyrical ballads. So, let's start our lecture. The preface to the lyrical ballads was a manifesto of romantic poetry in which Wordsworth justifies the kind of poetry he has written in the volume of lyrical ballads. Students, basically, Wordsworth was not a critic. He was not such a great critic like Johnson was, like Triton was. They were regular critics, they were pure critics, and Wordsworth was a poet critic. And as a poet critic, he is justifying the kind of poetry he has written. On the other hand, if a person is a pure critic, he will take into account the all kind of poetry, not just one kind. But in his preface to the lyrical ballad, he is actually justifying the kind of poetry he has written in the volume of lyrical ballads. Students, वर्ड्सवर्थ एक बेसिकली शायर था, वो एक क्रिटिक नहीं था, इसलिए हम उसको पोइट क्रिटिक कह सकते हैं, उसको क्रिटिक नहीं कह सकते, क्योंकि एक प्योर क्रिटिक जो होता है वो ऑन द होल लिटरेचर को लेता है, ऑन द होल पोइट्री को लेता है, ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ पोइट्री, ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ लिटरेचर डिस्कस करता है। लेकिन हम देखते हैं कि जो Wordsworth है, he has discussed only a kind of poetry which he has written in the volume of lyrical ballads. उसने सिर्फ अपनी पोइट्री को डिफेंड किया है, उसने जस्टिफिकेशन दी है कि उसने ट्रेडिशन से हट के पोइट्री क्यों लिखी है, उसने ट्रेडिशन से हट के पोइट्री की लैंग्वेज क्यों यूज़ की है और उसका सब्जेक्ट क्यों चेंज है, अपनी पोइट्री को जस्टिफाई किया। ऑन द होल उसने उसको उसकी क्रिटिक्स नहीं है। So, uh, in the preface to the lyrical ballads, he has discussed three main things. First of all, the qualification of poet, that what qualities should be present in poet. एक शायर में किस किस्म की qualities होनी चाहिए, उसको कैसा होना चाहिए, and the language of poetry, that which type of language should be used in poetry. Either it should be simple or it should be lofty. इस तरह की लैंग्वेज जो है वो शायरी में इस्तेमाल की जानी चाहिए। एक लॉफ्टी लैंग्वेज यूज़ हो या सिंपल एक आम इंसान की ज़ुबान यूज़ होनी चाहिए। द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ पोइट्री, दैट विच टाइप ऑफ सब्जेक्ट शुड बी यूज्ड इन पोइट्री। सब्जेक्ट क्या होना चाहिए पोइट्री का, आम होना चाहिए, ग्रैंड होना चाहिए, लॉफ्टी होना चाहिए। तो ये तीन चीज़ें जो है वो इसने इसमें डिस्कस की हैं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी विल टॉक अबाउट व्हाट इज़ पोइट्री। Poetry is spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, recollected in tranquility. Poetry is breath and finer spirit of all knowledge, and it is impassioned expression which is the countenance of all science. Students, look at the first definition. Poetry is spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, recollected in tranquility. We see this definition, we come to know that poetry is something which is not made, which is not manufactured. Students, poetry is something that is spontaneous overflow of feelings that flows out from your heart whenever you feel strongly about anything. Whenever you feel strongly, you start singing. You start singing about that very thing. किसी भी चीज़ के बारे में जब आप बहुत स्ट्रांगली सोचते हो, स्ट्रांगली फील करते हो, तो आप उसके बारे में बोलते हो, आप उसके बारे में लिखते हो, यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग, यू स्टार्ट स्पीकिंग, यू स्टार्ट सिंगिंग अबाउट दैट वेरी थिंग। तो ये आइदर ये फीलिंग्स आपकी मतलब किसी चीज़ के लिए आप सैड भी फील कर सकते हो, किसी चीज़ के लिए आपके इमोशंस जो है वो हैप्पी भी हो सकते हैं। तो अकॉर्डिंगली योर पोइट्री कैन बी सैड और हैप्पी, योर पोइट्री, योर वर्सेस कैन बी सैड और हैप्पी। सो poetry is not made, poetry is the flow of your emotions. Poetry flows from your heart, it flows from the experiences of life. आपके experiences bad हो सकते हैं, आपके experiences अच्छे हो सकते हैं, आपका किसी चीज़ के लिए, किसी इंसान के लिए कोई experience अच्छा है या बुरा है, और फिर उसके आपकी फीलिंग्स अकॉर्डिंगली आप वैसी ही होंगी। लाइक जैसा आपका एक्सपीरियंस होगा, अगर आपका एक्सपीरियंस अच्छा है तो आपकी फीलिंग्स डेफिनेटली अच्छी होंगी उस चीज़ के लिए, उस शख्स के लिए। तो फिर आप जो वो पोइट्री आपकी अकॉर्डिंगली अच्छी, मतलब हैप्पी या सैड हो सकती है। तो पोइट्री जो है वो बनाई नहीं जाती है, लिखी नहीं जाती है, ये तो खुद ब खुद जो है वर्सेस आप पे खुद ब खुद आप पे रिवील होते जाते हैं। The next thing which is discussed by William Wordsworth in the preface to the lyrical ballad, that what is poet, what is the qualification of poet. So he said that a poet is a man speaking to men, and a poet has a great knowledge of human nature, and he is tuned into emotions, his own emotions and others' emotions, and he has a good memory and can imagine the absent things. Students, why? What do you think that why he is saying that man talking to men? He's saying that a poet is a man speaking to men because earlier, before romantic age, a poet was considered something very special, a man of genius, a very gifted person. कुछ बहुत ख़ास चीज़ समझा जाता था शायर को अर्लियर एजेस में। रोमांटिक एज से पहले एक शायर को मतलब बहुत गिफ्टेड पर्सन समझा जाता था, एक स्पेशल सेक्शन ऑफ सोसाइटी समझा जाता था। लेकिन वर्ड्सवर्थ सेड that no, there is nothing special with poet. He is like any other man of society. He is like a common man and he has a feelings like common man. So if a poet is a common man and he has a common he has feelings like common man, he should use the language of a common man so that the reader, the common man, can understand his poetry. And him now we'll discuss about the language of poetry. What type of language should be used in poetry? Wordsworth wrote in the preface to the lyrical ballad that there neither is nor can be any essential difference between the language of prose and metrical composition. Means that there should be no difference between the language of prose and language of poetry. Language of poetry should be as simple as the language of prose. It should not be so much ornamented. It should not have it should not have a heavy figure of speech that cannot be understandable for a common man. And its language should not be used to educate the people, but to transmit the feelings. And he further wrote that the reader will find that personification of abstract ideas rarely occur in these volumes and are utterly rejected as an ordinary device to elevate the style and raise it above prose. My purpose was to imitate and, as far as possible, to adopt the very language of men, and such personifications do not make any natural or regular part of that poetry. स्टूडेंट्स, हम इसमें देखते हैं कि ही इज अगेन जस्टिफाइंग दैट व्हाई ही चूज द लैंग्वेज ऑफ कॉमन पीपल। स्टूडेंट्स, क्लासिकल्स जो थे, they were using very ornamented and lofty language because they were not writing for the common people, they were writing for the court people. Their poetry was a court poetry which was written for courtiers because they were uh, they were of the view that only courtiers are the sophisticated people, only courtiers can understand the language of poetry. So accordingly they were writing for the courtiers, for the elite class of family, for the elite class of society. लेकिन जो वर्ड्सवर्थ है उसने कॉमन पर्सन के लिए लिखा और उसने कॉमन लैंग्वेज यूज की। सो वी सी दैट ही वाज डूइंग अ रेवोल्यूशनरी थिंग। उसने एक मतलब रेवोल्यूशनरी चीज कर रहा था। ही वाज he was breaking the conventions, he was breaking the traditions of new classicals. So एक बहुत मतलब चेंज चीज़ थी, बहुत डिफरेंट चीज़ वो कर रहा था और इट दिस एक्सपीरियंस वाज वेरी सक्सेसफुल क्योंकि हम देखते हैं देयर आफ्टर नो मोर कोर्ट पोइट्री, नो मोर एलीट पोइट्री वाज रिटन, सिंपल पोइट्री लिखना शुरू हो गए पोइट्स, सिंपल लैंग्वेज यूज करना शुरू हो गए, वो कोर्टियर पोइट्री वो एलीट पोइट्री बहुत पीछे रह गई। तो he further wrote that accordingly, such a language arising out of repeated experience and regular feelings is a more permanent and a far more philosophical language. And the verse will be read 100 times, where the prose is read once. Again, he is justifying the language of common people. He said that he was doing this, he was using the language of common people for three reasons. First of all, this is a language which can be understood by everyone, which can be understood by common people, whereas New Classical's language was not understandable for common people. And secondly, this language has sentiments and emotions which are found in common people. उसका कहना ये था कि एक कॉमन इंसान की जो जुबान होती है उसके थ्रू एक कॉमन फीलिंग्स को कन्वे करना आसान होता है, अच्छा होता है, ताकि कॉमन लोग इन फीलिंग्स को जो कि यूनिवर्सल होती हैं, जो सब में पाई जाती हैं, उसको समझ सकें। और जबकि न्यू क्लासिकल्स जो हैं उनकी लैंग्वेज एक आम बंदा नहीं समझ सकता था क्योंकि द पीपल इन दोज डेज वर लेस एजुकेटेड, बहुत ज़्यादा एजुकेटेड नहीं थे और इसलिए वो बहुत ज़्यादा हैवी फिगर ऑफ स्पीच समझना, पर्सोनिफिकेशन, मेटाफर और सिंबलिज्म ये सारा कुछ समझना, सिमिलीज उनके लिए आसान चीज़ नहीं थी। तो वर्ड्सवर्थ अगेंस्ट था इस चीज़ के कि such type of personification, such type of metaphors, similes should be used in poetry which is not understandable for a common man. So he says that language of common man, feelings of common man, ideas of common man are universal and permanent. So he has used such things in his poetry. The third thing which he has discussed in the preface to the lyrical ballad is the subject of poetry. That what type of subject should be used in poetry. He said that subject should be common life, ordinary things, feelings that are universal, beauty of nature that is permanent. So he used common things as a subject of his poetry. He talks about the common people. He wrote poems about farmer. He wrote poems about factory workers. He wrote poems about the beauty of nature that never dies. He talks about the jobs. He talks about the habits that a common man have. So all these habits, all these jobs, all these activities which are performed by a common man became the subject of his poetry. Further, he wrote that humble and rustic life generally chosen because in that condition the essential passion of the heart finds a better soil, which they can attain their maturity, are less under restraint, and speak a plainer and more emphatic language. Further, he talk about the subject of poetry that the principal object then proposed in these poems was to choose incident and situations from common life and to relate or describe them throughout as far as was possible in the selection of language really used by men, and at the same time to throw over them a certain coloring of imagination whereby ordinary things should be presented to the mind in an unusual aspect. So, students, at the end, I will say that the poetry of new classicals, the poetry of the poets before Wordsworth and Coleridge and before Romantics, appeals to the mind, and the poetry of Wordsworth and all other romantic poets appeal the heart of the reader. So there is a great difference between both kinds of poetries. Thank you so much.